So welcome to the Lowlands Festival.
Thank you.
Not the first time actually that you play here.
We've played a lot, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So do you remember it when you come here backstage with
Yeah,
all
of
the
course.
gear? Yeah, really?
Yeah. We've had some great nights here. We had an amazing time one year where we were playing on the same weekend with Haim, and we made friends with them, and we watched The Knife play an amazing show, and that was one of my most memorable nights backstage. But then all the gigs that we've done here over the years have been awesome.
But why was it memorable then? What was so nice about that evening?
Well, we made friends with Haim, and we drank a lot, and we watched The Knife, and the Knife were on an amazing tour there where they had lots of dancers and stuff. So yeah, it was just a special environment. The food's always good, we really like the environment.
The food is good. That's very important when you go to a festival, right? That the backstages feel like home a little bit.
Yes.
You can connect with other musicians.
Definitely.
So what's your favorite backstage festival ever?
Oh, that's it's a good one to. I guess I need
What's
to.
your
think
favorite
about.
home?
Well, if home doesn't. Some of my favorite festivals don't necessarily have the backstage, the best backstage area. So there's two separate things going on there. Osheaga in Montreal has really amazing catering and it's very relaxed, very pretty. And we just came from there last week.
Mm-hmm.
Fuji Rock in Japan is a pretty amazing one because it's kind of in a ski resort and you stay in this hotel. It's very dated and 70s.
Right.
But really cool. You know? And those are two good ones.
How does a festival in Japan work? I'm curious. How is it? Can you compare it with European festivals? Or is it totally different?
No, there's similarities, but obviously some differences culturally.
I heard the audience in Japan is very different from the rest of the world because they don't cheer during the songs or something.
Yeah, there's a different way of receiving the music.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they're really good. It's very, very clean. It's very beautiful. Lots of great acts. So it's similar, but definitely, I think if you go to Japan, there are obviously different cultural facets, and some of those you feel at a festival. But it's a good time generally.
Yeah. So I've heard have you heard the latest news about the Talking Heads? I want to talk to you about the Talking Heads.
Yes, I've heard that they're reforming after 20 years.
Right. What do you think about it? Because sometimes in your music I hear vibes from Talking Heads, especially the latest record, because that's uplifting, danceable, and happy.
Yeah.
Just like the music of Talking Heads, but there's always a little bit of darkness in the lyrics.
Yes.
And you have that in common with that band. So I was wondering, how do you feel about maybe in reunion of Talking Heads?
I think that's cool. I've never got to see them obviously when they were going. They're big influence on us and lots of other bands. I think it's cool that they're reforming. I know that they had kind of, it's good, I think, probably just on a personal level if they can find a way to be in the same room. It's obviously kind of sad if bands can't hang out with each other and stuff. So, I think it'll be cool. It'll be great to see them live. David Byrne's been doing amazing stuff, and obviously Tom Tom Club were amazing afterwards. So it's not like, they've done lots of exciting projects since as well. But.
Yeah.
How do you guys keep it fresh for yourself? Because you've been around for ages now with Foals.
Yeah.
How do you keep it fresh for yourself?
Musically, I think that we just try to explore different avenues. So like you're saying, the last record was different, a different atmosphere from the ones before. So we just try to explore with new textures with each album. And I guess socially, it's not. I don't think we're like family. So you don't say to your family how do you keep it fresh with your family?
Mm-hmm.
You're just family. So I don't think. But yeah, we try to keep the rider fresh. We try to change the stuff on the rider every now and again.
What's the new thing on the rider for Lowlands this time?
We just changed from gin to tequila. That's the main thing. So we'll have a different type
for
of show.
before or after the show?
For both. Yeah.
That's what I've read, that you're never sober on stage, right? You always had a few drinks before you go on.
Yeah, we're not out of our minds.
No.
But, well, sometimes maybe, but not but not in the main. But.
How do you keep that balance? And teach me how to do that, please.
Well, it's just about keeping it in balance at the beginning of the evening. I think it's just pacing yourself.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
But why do you need it? Why do you need to be have a bit of a buzz when you're on stage?
I think, I don't know. We just always, ever since we were playing since high school, and we would play parties, and there would always just be. Music was always something, or at least the performance of music was something that was synonymous with us, with going out. Mm-hmm. And having it being slightly party environment, and so it's always been kind of synonymous with that, and I think it just helps you transcend yourself on stage slightly. It gets rid of any kind of inhibitions and things.
You're a man that likes to read.
Yeah.
How do you keep up with that when you're on the road?
I
very busy.
Yeah, I don't really read on the road that much, to be honest. I buy books when I'm on the road, but then I read them.
But you study literature, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not on the road.
No. No.
I buy books though. I like to go to bookshops on the road, so I pick up books. My suitcase is always kind of heavy with books at the end of a tour, but then
really cool.
Yeah, but then I read, like, maybe when I have like some proper time off, I'll read.
Yeah.
Do you have some favorite bookstores in the Netherlands already? Which you
not in the
visit?
Netherlands. And I'm not actually, because also partly I don't think I've even been to many books. I've probably been to a couple in Amsterdam, but I've got some. I like a lot of the shops in Amsterdam in general, but no, the best bookshops, like, there's some really good ones in America. Obviously, there's one called Powell's in Portland. That's the size of a city block. That's one of my favorites.
Okay.
There's some really good ones in New York. I like to save them on my maps and then go. And there's some good ones in the UK I like to go to when I'm home too.
Is there any stuff that you use from those books or books that you read in the music or in your lyrics? Do you nick sometimes little sentences here and there?
I don't know about like nick, but I definitely kind of absorb like a lot of stuff from poetry in terms of lyrics from poetry.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll read poetry.
Modern poetry or?
Yeah, modern poetry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really read mainly modern.
Why do you like the
19th century really? Because it's like slightly too formal. I find before then. Yeah.
And beat poets?
Yeah, I like the beat poets.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can call it maybe modern. I don't know.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
You can, right?
Yeah. 20th century. Yeah, I kind of got into the beat poets. They were like one of the first big kind of literary crushes I had.
Me too. Yeah, and that's something that I've heard from many people when they are going into books and kind of, you start with the beat poets from the 60s.
Yeah.
And beat writers like Jack Kerouac, or one of my favorite, or William Burroughs. Or
I mean, they speak to they speak to somebody in their youth.
Exactly.
They were youthful and they were alternative and
Yeah.
They're the opposite of what you get taught at school as well, I think.
Exactly.
So,
it gives you a bit of freedom.
Yeah.
So, are you planning the next record, or is it just now touring and?
Just touring. Yeah,
okay.
We've been touring. I mean, the tour is coming to an end sort of soon.
Yeah.
We have maybe a few more shows, and then we've got some big festivals, and then we finish in Istanbul in a couple of weeks. So that's kind of the end. We're going to do one more tour, maybe in Australia coming up. But yeah, we'll just have some time off and stuff.
How good are you at writing new lyrics while being on tour? Because some artists can do it when they are on different places, some can't.
Yeah, it's pretty good for me. Usually, I do like quite a lot of writing when I'm traveling. It's not like fully formed, but I get a lot of the kind of core material and the core ideas or lines done usually when I'm in transport, specifically like on a train or on a plane. I find it's a really good time to write.
And do you have a notebook with you? Do you write them in your telephone? Where do you write them down?
Yeah, I do both really. I have. I used to exclusively write in a notebook. I'd only write with a pen, but now I write sometimes not on my notes, because it's just hard to kind of. It takes energy to avoid technology to that extent. So I'd rather just write. If I have an idea, I just want to get it down. I don't really want to rummage through my bag looking for a pen, but I do still write in a journal all the time. But it's good for me. In fact, I found COVID especially difficult in terms of just for lyrics because I didn't have any movement in my life. I was just in one place, and I don't really write lyrics at home that much. So it was a bit of a tricky one, that, I guess, at the time.
But the biggest party record came after COVID.
Yeah.
So how is to play this record live on stage now? It must be a relief then.
It is a relief. I mean, it's definitely was viewed as a kind of as a jump of imagination. When we were making the record, the idea of playing it live or of having like nightlife emerge back on the streets felt quite remote. So now that it's happened, it's obviously the best feeling,
And it's a bit of a contrast because most of the music right now it's very dark, moody, sometimes gloomy, and your music now is uplifting and happy, but not naive.
Yeah,
and that's what I like about it.
Oh, cool.
So
Thanks, Yeah, I mean, I think our usual place of creation is somewhere probably darker and more melancholic.
Yeah.
But I think because of COVID, it kind of it put us through like a convex mirror or something. I think we kind of looked at things slightly unusually because we were out of the normal state of things. So.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thanks very much. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Nice one.